The Mythology of Killer 7 Explained. Japan, August 15th, 1945. With the end of the Second World War, two political parties have emerged as the country's dominant frontrunners. The newly created United Nations Party, not to be confused with the actual organization the United Nations, and the Liberal Party. The main difference between these two parties can be understood by their opinions on the Asian Security Treaty. See, after the war, the country was understandably split on how to treat its relationship with the US. The Liberal Party sought to make the United States an ally, and thus wanted an extension of the Asian Security Treaty, something that party members Toru Fukushima and Kinjiro Matsuoka strongly opposed, resulting in them leaving to create the now dominant United Nations Party. Fearing that the treaty would turn Japan into a US puppet state, Fukushima outright rejected the treaty. He was convinced that the US, more than anything, wanted the destruction of Japan. As a response to the rejection, the Liberal Party then ordered an assassination of Toru Fukushima. He ended up getting killed by his own secretary, Julia Kasugi, who was secretly working for the Liberal Party. See, the Liberal Party, the US government, and an organization called the International Ethics Committee, or IEC, all wanted something Fukushima had, the Yakumo cabinet policy. Now let me just quickly summarize the IEC by saying they're basically a peacekeeping organization whose purpose it is to mediate international conflict. But, in reality, their intention is to destroy Japan using US nuclear strikes as a medium. So to quickly summarize, the Liberal Party wanted to once again become Japan's biggest political party. They sought to peacefully ally itself with the US, and wanted the Yakumo returned to them. Not an easy task, as some independent organizations, the IEC in particular, wanted the Yakumo made public, or at the very least, they wanted to pass it on to the US government, ensuring a swift end to Japan. Now what about the UN party? Well, as the Yakumo detailed their primary method for international dominance, no surprises, they won it as well. So then, what exactly is the Yakumo, and why is everyone trying so hard to get their hands on it? Well, in the game, it is believed to have some magical powers, although this remains rather vague. What we do know for sure is that the Yakumo is basically a document addressing multiple UN party policies, including its foreign policy. Its information thus considered sinister by the US, as its information details the aims on how to supplant Japanese authority over the entire ruling world. The Yakumo document was drafted by a group known as the Union 7, young members of the Liberal Party, that disbanded once the party suffered its inner turmoil. That very same turmoil that led to Fukushima and Matsuoka to resign and create the United Nations Party. However, in 1955, a secret meeting of the once disbanded members of the Union 7 took place at a hotel, ironically titled Hotel Union. Sadly, their meeting was cut short, as each member of the Union 7 is assassinated by a man named Emir Parkreiner. Who, you may ask, is Emir Parkreiner? That would require an explanation too big for the scope of this video. But what's important to remember is that that atrocity committed by him at the Hotel Union would later become known as the Killer 7.